When a student attends higher education, they will face new financial responsibilities as a growing adult. Many no longer enjoy the same level of financial security they had as a young person at home. We asked some students to describe any financial challenges they faced, how money impacted their mental health and well-being, and any tips or advice they have for future students.
Daily living expenses are quite hard because the bus alone is €60 just for one bus, but I have to get two buses, so I'm spending in and around €75 a week just on transport alone to DKIT, which at the very beginning I found very hard to get my head around because of the age I am, spending that much money. But then I realised if I was driving down to DKIT every day with petrol and then car parking costs, it financially worked out better to be travelling to and forth Dublin on the bus. I've been quite fortunate. I've always had a weekend part-time job, so when I told them that I was coming back for 3 years of education, they made hours flexible around me, so I only work Saturdays and Sundays, which are the 2 days I'm off. I'm fortunate that my timetable gives me the Friday off, so I'm earning my own money, which financially, just for someone my own age, to have money to live a normal 23-year-old life is good to have.
It was difficult because the course was quite expensive, so it was, and I had to apply for student finance because I was only working part-time, and it was difficult to be able to afford it. So whenever I applied for student finance, it took quite a bit of time because I had to send away evidence so that they knew that it was really me. But after that, it was quite easy because then the student finance really helped me out. It was shocking to us all as well. I know I keep saying, but it was quite shocking because whenever you're in level 3, you just think you have all them things free to you, and then to be able to have to pay then to study, it was hard to get used to. I was working in a care home, so whenever I was studying level 2, I was working from 6 to 12, and it did affect my studies quite a bit because then I was in the next morning at 9 o'clock, and it was so difficult to get on top of coursework and stuff like that because you have to have the hours to be able to do your course, so it was hard adjusting to working and studying at the same time.
Sí, también he pensado en eso, en trabajar, solo que como al estar estudiando y trabajando yo creo que se me haría más duro porque sí estuve trabajando hace 2 años y el hecho de estar trabajando por las tardes me quitaba mucho tiempo porque también estaba estudiando, entonces creo que no, o sea, es muy difícil y hay personas que igual sí que lo pueden hacer, pero en mi caso yo creo que me costaría mucho centrarme, todo el esfuerzo que quiero yo para sacarme el curso se me dificultaría.
I find it hard to juggle my job and attend the course and sometimes getting all the coursework and just finding time to do all of it. Me and I think most of my classmates all got student finance, so we got the course paid for us and got our deposits back whenever our student finance came through. Coming up to my deadline, I was a wee bit stressed getting my coursework in, and I was maybe a wee bit worried that it wasn't up to my normal standard of work, but I got my results back after Christmas there, and I got the grades I wanted to get, so it put an ease on me and I feel more relaxed for the next term coming in.
Some financial challenges I've found was just the bus up, because I was travelling from Drogheda, and it was a bit coming up, so I had to get a part-time job in first year just to work and so it'll be easier for me, and then I can travel easier. I didn't find them as difficult in my first year, but maybe second year and third year was more difficult because obviously the years are getting harder and more like I have to put more effort in college. Yeah. I actually got help from the college. I got a student assistance fund, and it's a fund that they give you if you're struggling with some financial support, and they gave me a grant.
Yeah, the Erasmus scholarship is, in the beginning they tell you that it's not going to cover all your financial needs. So the scholarship is currently, in my case, is just covering my rent, my apartment rent. So for the living part, for my for the food, for paying the electricity, gas, water, and also the stuff that I want to do outside, like going out with my friends, I have to pay it myself. Right now, at the moment, I receive also some help from my parents. They try to support me also financially, but I try to be independent each day. That's why I chose to work, because I think it also develops me in some way, because only experiencing this needs and that you have to ask for your parents all the time, I believe it's not the best option in my case, and it motivated me to find a work, and it also makes me better every day. It makes me better at organizing my schedule, at studying, and I really have good grades, and I cannot say that the work is a bad influence. So if also other students, like other Erasmus students, want to work or think that they could work, they should definitely do that. First of all, you get the whole experience of the country. In my case, I get all the Spanish culture, because I have a lot of students from different regions of Cantabria, and I get to talk with them, share experience. Also the teachers here, you get to know different food, from the food to everything, and also you can build friendships here. So I think it's best for your financial, but also for your social life.